of my New Year's resolutions was to declutter. And whether you are also hoping to become a minimalist or essentialist or just bracing for the clutter that comes with the holidays, we have help for you and help for me. I honestly almost wanted to cancel this interview, go back to my house and put into action everything this man has just taught me in the last 10 minutes. I'm so excited to introduce you to Andrew Mellen, hailed as the most organized man in America. He's the author of Unstuff Your Life, Kick the Clutter Habit and Completely Organize Your Life for Good. So we're so glad you could stop by ahead of your big event, which we're going to talk much more about today. Yeah. But first, let's start where we are in the kitchen. This is where work happens, especially around the holidays. It's where people gravitate. So what are your tips to declutter this space?
Well, you want to make sure that your countertops are clear. Only the things that you use on a daily basis should be on the counter. Even though we like to think of, oh, we've got the toaster, we've got the blender, we've got all these appliances. Really, if you're not making smoothies every day, the blender can go away. If you're not eating carbs, you don't really need the toaster sitting out. We want the things that you use on a daily basis to be at your fingertips, and then to have surface where you can actually do your work and arrange your utensils where you need your utensils to be, and set yourself up with a prep zone so that you're actually able to do the work. I mean, if you think of the kitchen as a food shop, like you would think of a wood shop, if you're going to be building something, you want everything to be set up so that you're able to succeed at what you're doing rather than tripping over yourself, right?
Yes, and that when you're tripping over yourself, then you're just adding more stress to that holiday prep.
Exactly.
So how can we tackle general clutter throughout the house before I know we're going to add more to it with all the gifts?
Totally. So if we think about the organizational triangle, right? One home for everything and like with like. That's how we're going to get organized. So if we go to each zone, each clutter zone, the entryway, wherever you're going to keep your gifts, you want to make sure that they're ready to receive the gifts. And if you're going to be re-gifting things or letting things go, you want to be able to have a zone dedicated just for that, so that we don't mix and match, and then that's where the chaos begins, right? And clutter is nothing more than deferred decisions. When you set something down and you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to get back to this later, right? It's only later in your imagination. There is no later. There's only now. And when later arrives, it's coming with its own stuff. So the deferred decision is where the clutter begins, because you set something down, you say, oh, I'm going to get back to this later, not right now, too busy. And then you just set something down on top of it, and you say, now I'm going to make a little stack of things. I put them all away at the same time.
So only sit it down once.
Exactly.
Okay, so we mentioned that you're in town for this fantastic event, part of the St. Louis Jewish Book Festival. You have a presentation coming up this morning. Tell us more about what you're going to cover there.
Well, we're going to look at 5 major clutter hotspots. We're going to look at clothes and closets. We're going to look at sentimental objects. We're going to look at digital clutter. We're going to look at auxiliary spaces, you know, attics, basements, and garages. And there is a 5th topic.
We will have to look in your book to find it. What I love about your book is he said that it actually tells you, stop reading me, go do this right now. So I think I'm going to end this interview right now and go do some of the stuff that you've already taught me. Thank you so much for coming by this morning. And a reminder that the St. Louis Jewish Book Festival will run through November 27th. You can see the full lineup at stljewishbookfestival.org. Great practical advice, Kent, that you can put into effect today before the holidays.
I like it.
Can he just come to our home?
I was just about to say.
Don't let him leave.
Don't leave.
There's so many things in there.
I can come back.
Thank you both very much.